So, the grooming gang scandal is one of the most disturbing failures of child protection in British history. For decades, vulnerable girls, often working class and often white, were systematically abused by organised groups. Now, many of these crimes were ignored or covered up by local authorities, by police, and by social services, the people who are supposed to protect you. And many of the councils involved were Labour run. Now, a national statutory inquiry is essential. It allows cross jurisdictional investigation into police, councils, and government departments. And it's compulsory testimony under oath, meaning that officials can't dodge accountability. And it's survivor led. So, this ensures that the most affected shape the process. Now, this isn't just about justice, although that's very important. It's about exposing institutional failure and preventing this from ever happening again. But the current inquiry, it's in turmoil. On October the 27th, survivor Eliane Reynolds, who had been appointed to the victims panel, publicly declared that the inquiry was rigged from the start. She accused the Home Office of gaslighting and manipulating survivors. And and said that the process had become toxic. She called for Parliament to take over the inquiry, saying that only a commission led by MPs and peers could re establish trust. Now, many are asking, should Labour be running this inquiry at all? I mean, councils like Rotherham, Rochdale, and Oldham, where grooming gangs operated with impunity, they were Labour led. And Jess Phillips, the Labour minister overseeing this inquiry, has faced growing criticism. I mean, she previously voted against having a national inquiry, and survivors say that she dismissed their concerns and accused them of lying. And one is now threatening legal action for libel. Now, expanding the scope to include all child sexual abuse sounds inclusive. That's what Jess Phillips wants. But survivors say it's a tactic to blur the lines, to avoid uncomfortable truths, and to protect institutions. They want, instead, for the inquiry to stay focused on grooming gangs and not become a catch all investigation that loses its teeth. Now, I believe that this inquiry must be survivor led. It must be trauma informed and laser focused on grooming gangs. Anything less is another betrayal of these women and girls. A national inquiry matters because truth matters, and survivors deserve nothing less.